Namaste. I am Ayushya Virmani from class 7.
I am Arif Tagra from class 8.
And I am Risha Punya from class 9.
We are team Chumbak Yan launch system from the Shriram Millennium School, Faridabad.
Before we take you to the problem that we're trying to solve and tell you about a solution, let's discuss in brief the two most common existing rocket propulsion systems.
Chemical propulsion. Like most engines, chemically propelled rockets burn fuel. Most rocket engines turn the fuel into hot gas.
The engine pushes the gas out, which makes the rocket move forward. We all know that these rockets need much fuel to overcome the Earth's gravity.
When we talk about the fuels of chemically propelled rockets, they are the liquid fuels that have been cooled down to cryogenic temperatures from their gaseous state. The biggest disadvantage of such fuels is the need for pumps, piping, and separate storage for fuel and oxidant, which means that extra mass has to be carried by the launch vehicle.
Another technology used in rocket engines is ion propulsion. Instead of burning fuel, these engines ionize atoms, mostly noble gases like xenon and krypton, and push them out to propel the rocket forward.
This system of propulsion is ideal for deep space missions because the speed it can eventually attain greatly outnumbers the speed of chemically powered rockets.
The major drawback is that the ion propulsion systems have low thrust, which means it is not an ideal propulsion system for launching rockets from Earth.
When we talk about deep space missions like sending humans to Mars, chemical propulsion is not an ideal choice as more fuel will be required and it will take more time in comparison to ion propulsion systems.
Using chemical propellant to launch the rocket from Earth and then switching to ion propulsion to move it in space is another possible option. But the burning of chemical propellant in the Earth's atmosphere will release a huge amount of greenhouse gases.
One would think we can use ion propulsion for both, launching rockets from Earth and moving them in space. But as mentioned earlier, ion propulsion's major drawback is its low thrust. So if we somehow provide the rocket extra thrust at launch, we can use ion propulsion to launch the rocket from Earth.
The problem we are addressing is providing extra thrust to ion-propelled rockets so that they can overcome gravity with extra thrust.
Our project provides a solution to this problem by providing extra thrust through electromagnetic propulsion. Electromagnetic propulsion is the principle of accelerating an object by the utilization of a flowing electrical current and magnetic fields.
The electrical current is used to either create an opposing magnetic field or to charge a field which can then be repelled. When a current flows through a conductor in a magnetic field, an electromagnetic force known as Lorentz force pushes the conductor in a direction perpendicular to the conductor and the magnetic field.
This repulsing force is what causes propulsion in a system designed to take advantage of the phenomena. Now, let us tell you how the Chumbak-Yan launch system works. This is how the Chumbak-Yan launch system looks like. There are 4 pillars like these. On each of the pillars, there are 2 sets of electromagnets. Set 1, which is the black set, and set 2, which is the green one. These electromagnets are placed alternately along the length of the pillar. Just in front of the pillar on the rocket, there is another line of electromagnets. The red set, which indicates North Pole, and the blue set, which indicates South Pole. These are also placed alternately. So what happens when we need to launch the rocket is that the bottommost magnet on the pillar, which is green in this case, is turned to the same pole as the bottommost magnet on the rocket. So this is blue here. So blue means South Pole and the bottommost magnet of the pillar will also be South Pole. This South Pole repels the South Pole on the rocket and the above one on the pillar becomes the North Pole. So this North Pole attracts the South Pole. This combined attracting and repelling makes an upward lift. Now when the rocket has moved a bit upwards, then the black one, which was North Pole now, changes to South Pole, and the green one, which was the South Pole, has changed to the North one. This South Pole repels the South Pole on the rocket, and the above one on the pillar becomes the North Pole. So this North Pole attracts the South Pole, and again the rocket is forced to lift upwards. So this process happens throughout the length of the rocket. And when this happens, the rocket gets an upward lift. This gives a part of the extra acceleration we talked about earlier.
The first stage has 4 huge electromagnets like these. Similarly, there are 4 other electromagnets on the launch pad below these ones. To launch the rocket, these electromagnets are turned on in such a way that the ones on the rocket repel the ones on the launch pad. This also provides a part of the extra thrust we talked about earlier. Apart from the 4 electromagnets, stage 1 also has a parachute which helps reduce velocity while landing and pre-deployed landing legs on the exterior with springs as shock absorbers to ensure a soft and vertical landing. Staging between stage 1 and stage 2 is very simple. Both stages are joined with electromagnets which attract each other to keep the stages joined. To separate the stages, the poles of one electromagnet is reversed. This makes the electromagnets repel to each other and thus separate.
The second stage consists of the power source and the ion engine, and it will have a payload compartment on the top with a nose cone. Once the rocket reaches its desired orbit, the nose cone will open and the payload can come out. This stage also can be reused. A special computer-generated trajectory will be used and it will slowly glide into the Earth's atmosphere, and with the help of its ion engines, it will come down to its pre-designated landing area. It will also use parachutes to reduce its velocity. The stages have pre-deployed landing legs which will also act as a fin. When we talk about our roles in the project, I am the project engineer.
I am the design engineer.
And I am the testing engineer. Hope you like the project on how we can use electromagnetic propulsion and xenon ion thrusters to make a rocket launch system which is 100% reusable, costs less, and is capable of both deep space missions and missions nearer to Earth.
Thank you.